Been there.
Nós vamos trabalhar com aqui este cadeira. Agora já por aqui.
Esse é o meu amigo imaginário, está bem? Sentimos mais positivos.
Ok. Vamos começar então. I don't know if there is anyone here that doesn't understand Portuguese.
If I'm the only person, I can try to.
Ok, thank you. Ok, então vamos passar para o português. Mais uma vez, obrigado por terem vindo a mais um Meetup, já o nosso sexto espetáculo. Okay. Isso quer dizer que vocês gostam daquilo que nós fazemos e nós gostamos daquilo que fazemos também, isso é espetacular. Pronto, vamos começar agora o início deste Meetup a dar só um pequeno lamiré do Ricardo Coelho
e não só.
Os números e não só.
Ok, então, boa noite a todos. Pronto, eu quero partilhar convosco aqui algumas novidades. Portanto, se têm a cabo, não posso muito conversa. Então, a primeira este é o sexto Meetup no Porto. Nós organizamos o primeiro em Lisboa. A partir de outubro, é suposto nós organizarmos dois Meetups por mês, um em Lisboa e outro no Porto. Okay? O que significa que nós teremos uma segunda equipa em Lisboa. Então, o primeiro Meetup foi organizado no dia 14 de setembro e já agora foi sobre Application Lifecycle Management, a ALM. Isto, só este simples facto, portanto, temos duas equipas e estamos em dois sítios e etc. Esticou-nos ao máximo. Só isto. Estamos neste momento esticados. Portanto, esticados quer dizer no topo da capacidade, que é uma coisa que nós não gostamos de saber. Depois, agora, números então do original Scrum. Nós batemos um recorde de submissões no original Scrum e tivemos mais de 120, dos quais quase 80% são de estrangeiros. Portanto, nós temos outra coisa que nos fez ficar foi perceber como é que nós havíamos de selecionar as melhores talks, porque a maior parte delas são todas muito boas, certo? E Miguel, grande confusão, foram várias tentativas, discutimos critérios e tal, e depois foi mesmo à engenharia. Portanto, temos que começar para um lado e tal, e depois a engenharia aquilo funcionou. Há cientista, não. Portanto, mais 120, que é o recorde de qualquer regional Scrum Gathering organizado no mundo, e isto na primeira edição que é feita em Portugal. Já fizemos a seleção, e portanto a seleção, vamos agora iniciar convites aos speakers. Vamos ter mais de 70 speakers em Portugal. Portanto, de 1 a 3 de dezembro, em 3 dias. A maior parte deles, como eu partilhei convosco, são estrangeiros, portanto, são de vários países mesmo. Portanto, estamos a falar de cerca de 25 nacionalidades diferentes. Vamos ter, desses 70 speakers, alguns vão falar em par. Portanto, significa que o número de talks e case studies é mais baixo. Portanto, nós vamos ter mais de 50 talks e case studies em masterclasses. Significa que nós vamos ocupar o ISEP inteiro numa determinada zona. Portanto, isto, tivemos que renegociar novamente com o ISEP as salas. O número delas. E vamos ter mais de 10 workshops também a funcionar lá. O preço do bilhete é flat fee, ou seja, nós não cobramos mais pelos workshops. Se vocês pagarem para participar no evento, depois é só escolher o que é que querem assistir. Pronto. O que significa também que um evento desta dimensão nós precisamos de uma equipa de voluntários bastante grande. Também já está fechada a equipa e para vocês perceberem mais os números, são mais de 20 pessoas também. Tá? E diferentes nacionalidades, portanto é todo desafios em grande. Se vocês nos perguntassem, era isto que nós estávamos à espera? Não era. Estávamos a contar com uma coisa pela metade. Não. Só que o nosso esforço de marketing resultou numa coisa destas, ou seja, acaba por ser um problema bom para resolver. É preferível ter esse problema do que ter ao contrário, certo? Mas não deixa de ter os seus desafios próprios, que nós próprios, mesmo com experiência prévia em eventos, que é o meu caso, mais uma pessoa, a realizar eventos de menor dimensão, estamos, é mais uma razão para estarmos esticados. Okay? E pronto, e é isto. Isto a parte do regional Scrum. Aproveito. Outra coisa. Na parte regional Scrum, como isto passou a ser claramente um evento internacional, o que nós vamos fazer uma campanha de marketing pela Europa toda. Portanto, nós vamos claramente esgotar os bilhetes em grupo. Isso é um facto garantido. A partir do momento em que nós disparemos a newsletter, nós vamos disparar uma newsletter para Portugal, que é quem não subscreveu, subscreva, se faz favor. E depois dessa newsletter, deixamos passar algum tempo e depois disparamos nós não. A Scrum Alliance dispara para nós um e-mail para toda a Europa, para as pessoas cá dentro. Portanto, e nós vamos claramente escutar, isso é um facto garantido. Vamos escutar rapidamente. Agora, duas novidades. Para terminar, portanto, nessa semana, de 1 a 3 de dezembro, começa no dia 28 de novembro, temos uma novidade para partilhar convosco, mas só iremos partilhar, por ser novidade, por e-mail. E também por e-mail, nós vamos partilhar também uma novidade que é, vamos ter um site novo, com algumas funcionalidades novas e etc. Portanto, isto, vocês deverão receber esse e-mail nos próximos dias, que é produto desta reorganização toda que nós tivemos a fazer nas últimas semanas. Tá bom? Estamos agora na reta final, pôr tudo a funcionar. Pronto, e é isto. Muito obrigado. Venha ao Ricardo.
Ok.
Eu não estou aqui a dizer nada.
Espetacular. Agora é a vez do Ricardo. Pronto, só vamos falar sobre the gap between fun and work.
I'm going to try to speak in English, okay, so everybody can understand. If I can say something in English, I'm going to say in Portuguese and you are going to understand. And that way I have an excuse if you don't understand anything of what I'm saying, because I'm speaking in English. Okay, so for the ones who don't know me, my name is Ricardo. Hello. For the ones who do, hello. So if you don't know me, trust me, I'm a really great guy. Look me up. My presentation is going to be a bit about motivation. I didn't really knew what I was going to talk about here because I got an invite and I needed to come up with a theme, and you guys know everything, right? So I needed to come up with something. I'm no expert in motivation, so my field is not motivation. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know much about it. But I can tell you a story. I can tell you some experience that I had in the past with some teams, one particular experience that I'm going to share with you. And if not anything else, at least maybe the story that I'm telling you, it's going to, I don't know, make someone think about it, make someone look for a thought. Okay, so this story begins somewhere in 2008, beginning of 2009. I was in college, I was 20 something. I'm 21 right now, so I was... And I had this friend came to me and said, hey, you know what, we should I don't know, get an hobby, do something. And I said, great, let's play some games. And he said, no, you know, so it's something that gets us out of bed or makes us wake up in the mornings on weekends. And I said, okay, but this weekend I can't. Let's try next week. So we try to come up with something, some hobby, something to do that, I don't know, made us do something else than drinking beer and, you know, college. So we explored a bit and we tried to, okay, we wanted to make some sport. We found a sport that was ideal for us. We found a sport where you could run, that's me. If we wanted to, you could run. That's me, by the way, pretending to be running when you get to the finish, right?
Right, you are the one.
I'm the beautiful one. Okay. So, this is a sport. Anyone know this sport? Yeah? Yeah? Great. This is a sport that you can do with your family, with your kids, or this is a sport that you actually can compete and do for the medal. So this is a great sport. It's a sport for everybody. And we started to do it. So this is actually, this map is from last year, but this weekend we have Porto City race. It was a big event here in Porto, all over the city, several stages, Sunday and today. This is an example of a map. So this is something like you start running, you pick these points through the map, the fastest one wins. It's not that hard. You can walk. You won't win, but you can walk. So we started to do this, me, my friend, we started to also to some events to try it. We started to, I don't know, invite some other friends, or family, my nephews. And before we knew it, we were like taking buses to the events. These are some kids that were with us. I mean, these are the kids that were with us. We started to be a lot of people. I'm sorry, but I don't have a group picture. We were not that into group selfies, I think. But we started to be a lot of people, and before you knew it, we were like going all over the place to go to events. First, this is Cruz, by the way. The code name was Cruz Outdoor Adventure Club for kids. We started to go to some events, and then guess what? We found out that the really cool ones were in the north. So we started to go even further. We started to go to Spain events, European Cup, stuff like that. And guess what we ran out of?
Beer?
Yeah, money. It looks like to travel this far with a small bus full of kids, you need money. You need sport equipment, you need to pay for fees, you need to pay for gas, wherever. So we needed money, we needed support, and on this business, how do you get money? We just found out how everybody else was doing it by organizing our own events. That's how you get money. You organize events to other clubs to participate. So we started to organize events, first small events, local events, regional events, and at some stage, somewhere about 2011, 8 and 9 January, we got our first big event. The Portuguese Orienteering Federation trusted us to open the season in 2011, so we did the first event of the season. It was January, winter, so we got a lot of countries participating because North America has snow in this time of the year, so they come to our summer. And we actually got more than 700 participants. That's a lot of people. These events here in Porto last weekend was not in the forest, was in the city, but these events, these were 3 stages. This one was in the city, this one were in the forest. So the 2 main stages are in the forest. It's really, really a lot of work to do, to have all these people in the forest with all the conditions so they can be there for 2 days. kids are, you have to take everything there. Bathrooms, food, everything. Okay? So the challenge here is, how do you get these guys and their parents and friends to organize something like this? It's a challenge, and it is really cool. And just so you have an idea of the work that is involved, and I know that you are volunteers doing this, so you know some of this stuff. We put together more or less 20 teams to organize this event. These are our actual teams. This is an example of a team composition and their roles. So we have people on starts, finish, registrations, informatica. Do you translate informatica? The guy with the computer. Food. You need to entertain the kids of the people that are participating. You need to. This is massages after the athletes finish. Parking. All of those people bring like 500 cars. You need to park all of them somewhere near the event. Actually putting the control points. Many events were streamed online live. We had speaker on the arena. We had a team for logistics, navigation. Navigation is really funny because you need to get people to know where the event is. It's not that easy, and nobody gets lost. The team dedicated to water supply, photos, video. They're in peace. They're in peace, just making sure that nobody fucked on the arena. Crossings and fences, prize giving, ceremonies, dinner, I don't know, everything. Everything to 3 people. Who organized the events know what this is? 3 people?
People that don't participate in the event.
Yeah, people that are not allocated to any role during the event. So these are the guys you go to if something goes wrong, because they are free and can do it. Usually it was me. So this is the event, and it's not this only. And you guys who organize events know it's not only the events day, it's the before. It's the weeks before, the months before. And this was a team of, I don't know, the core team, the pigs, as you call them, in Scrum and Agile. All of you know the pigs and chickens, right? So the pigs were like 20 people. And I was like 25 by 2011, and I was the second oldest one there. So most of the guys were these guys. Well, of course. Turns out that the real important thing is not experience. It's not only experience. But these guys, these 20 guys spent, this was in the winter, in the mud, in the rain. The event doesn't stop because of the rain, because of the cold. These guys were there, always. Not sleeping, barely eating, because guess what? We forgot that the organization also needs to eat. But we really feed the participants. But these guys were there. These guys made it happen. We made it happen. Okay? And it was a lot of work. And we did not make it happen once. We did not make it happen twice. We organized 30 of these events. We average 4 to 5 events a year. So that's an event every 3-4 months. This is a lot of work for that team. Okay. So we organized local, regional, national, and we organized a few international events. That's it. Those are events that count for the world ranking, where you have a lot more people in. So I thought, hey, this working is really fun because you have a highly motivated team. You really can do really fun and cool stuff. You organize really important things with a big impact. Working is great. I was in the college at the time. And somewhere around that time I finished my degree. I started working. This is a colleague of mine. I started working, and I was in the next And I started working this really cool project. My first project in this company with this guy was to build the internet for the whole company. So the company was around 100 people at the time, and we were tasked, our team was tasked with building the internet. So the internet, it was going to be really cool because it would have a blog, you could share files, you could do a lot of fun stuff there. News, whatever. And they even told us, hey, if you do a great job, you get to design our public website. So, great, we are going to design the internet, everybody's going to use it, and we are going to design the public website, everybody's going to see it. It's a really fun project. My colleagues were really fun, hardworking, but we were sometimes in the middle of some discussion, some brainstorm session about something in front on a whiteboard, and I started to notice something. If we were discussing like, hey, we are going to design the best data model for the best internet website ever, and it was 6 o'clock, and everybody in the room would leave the room. And come on, we are just changing the world here, and you are going to leave? What's wrong? Some people left for coffee or for smoke. Some people left for eat. Come on, you don't eat when you're 8%. So I started to figure out there is some kind of difference between what I did before and what I'm doing now. So what I'm doing now, working in a job, this was the other guy. And this guy, what's the difference between, because something was clearly missing here. This guy, it's a bit tired, but he's going to wake up, he's going to be there in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, if he doesn't die, and he's going to work, because he really wants to do that work. He just can't do it anymore, but he really wants to. These guys, no, these guys are there because they need to be there, for some reason. So these are two completely different scenarios. And the question is, or what I would like we to think about is, what's missing? What's the difference? What's missing from this scenario? What? Right? Sorry? It's the goal. We had a really good goal. At least I thought we had. I'm sure you know this. Hundreds of studies saying that these rewards, if you are doing cognitive tasks, is going to lead to poor performance. So, okay, let's stop paying people. If you don't pay them, they are going to perform better. Maybe not. Not sure. Can try. But maybe there's something more to it. So you all know Daniel Pink, I'm sure. If you don't look it up, you can see some videos on YouTube and TED and wherever. And Daniel Pink always talks about these 3 pillars of motivation. And I started to think, okay, so maybe I can map these 3 pillars to things that actually happen during those organizations. And first pillar, autonomy. Autonomy is the desire to be self-directed. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that everybody in the team do wherever they want. That's not true. The guys have really specific jobs. They will do shitty work. Sorry for my English. Because they needed to. Somebody needed to do that, but they were there doing it. So it's not that, right? This guy here, it's Bernardo. He was like, I don't know, 14 at the time, I guess. His job is to say, every minute, 3, 2, 1, go. For 2 hours. 2 hours doing this. And you woke up in the morning, full of energy, and he's here for 2 hours doing that. On the sun, he's sweating. He's sweating. So, what makes him being there? I think that autonomy, what really means is the possibility of you chose to be there. And that is the difference. These guys and these guys chose to be there that day. They are not forced. You all chose to be here today, right? I hope. But do you really choose the job that you have right now? But what you do every day? Maybe not. Not sure. If you did, come back. And for the Scrum, because this is a Scrum gathering, our teams, the teams that I showed you before, actually had this. We had no idea what this was at the time, of course, but they were small, they were self-organizing, and they were autonomous. Okay? We actually experiment with several kinds of team organization. And the funny story is, for instance, we had a logistics team. So the logistics team started by being responsible for mounting everything you see here. So the tents, everything. The arena, the bathrooms, the tents for registrations. So they would be the guys, the hardware guys. They would mount everything. So they would come in the morning, really, the night before actually, and mount everything. And then starts, these guys here that are on the starts would come in with the maps and they did just their job of making this work. Well, we found out that that doesn't work really well because when these guys needed to fix something because this was not wide enough or because they didn't have the tools or the knowledge, they didn't mount it. So what we started to do was each team is completely autonomous. So it means that each team gets there in the morning, mounts everything that it needs to do its job. By the end of the day, they dismount everything again and mount in the second day's arena. So they do it. They even have their own car to transport things. They are completely autonomous. This was a really big step for us. So the logistics team went from doing the stuff to supporting them doing the stuff. So these guys have their own tools, but there were some tools that we could not give to everything, so the logistics team would be responsible for those tools. But most of things, hammers and stuff like that, each team would have. Okay. So the next one is mastery. What is mastery? What does it mean? The urge to get better at stuff. Does it mean that this guy wants to really get good at saying 3, 2, 1, go? That's his life dream. He was born for that. Maybe not. So what is mastery? What we found out was we did a lot of events. These guys actually got to be really good at their jobs. They got to a place where they were really, really autonomous because in the beginning, in the first organizations, they were not. They would need support to, how do I do this, how do I do that, how about now? And now they are completely autonomous. And they grow over time. The more autonomous they get, the more motivated they are to do that. And the better they do it, the more motivated they are to do it. And that is true because there is something that I didn't say here that is important. Do you know, how do I know that these guys really wanted to be here? Because their parents didn't want them to be here. And they needed to really fight their parents to be here. You don't want your kid here, on the dust, on the sun, on taking everything. You don't want that for a kid, your kid. So, they really wanted to be there. Funny thing, we actually started having over-specialization problems. And we started to apply some things that I later find out organizations also do. We started to have people over-specialized. People that were really good at saying 3, 2, 1, go, But if someone went there and said, hey, we are out of toilet paper in the bathroom, what do I do? He didn't know what to do. So that's over-specialization. That guy knows how to do that, can solve any more problems. That's not good. A team of specialists, not that good. So we balanced out teams. We started rotating people among teams. So we had some cores in the team. The specialist probably was there, especially in the key areas. But we would actually rotate people among teams. And the second thing is we started to promote T-shape. Why? Okay, you need to do this, but something like this is full of things that are unpredictable. So you need to be able to know how to solve stuff and problems. Story. This is, of course, the parking lot, right? And you need to feel like 200, 300 cars in here. It's not that easy. And we had the parking team. And one of the kids from the parking team went to me one day and he said, all excited, hey, I solved our dust problem. You did what? Did we have a dust problem? So, but what did you do? And he said, hey, I got my grandfather here with his tractor and we spread water all over the place. So now it doesn't dust. Great. Our clients, our customers were a little bit happier that day for right? And that's what mastery leads to. That guy was really, really excited that day. Nobody told him to do that. He was autonomous. He solved his own problems. That's mastery. Finally, we have purpose. Contribute to something greater than ourselves. What was our purpose here? What drived us to start doing this? Money, of course. We needed the money. We needed to pay for stuff. Do you think that this was the actual purpose that these guys had? They wouldn't see that money. Okay, they would go. They get to go to participate in events, to travel, yeah, they like that. But they already were having that. Their parents were paying for it. For them, it's the same. So maybe it was not money. But you know something that we started to do? We started to really care about being the best event in the season. So this was kind of the motto for that particular event, the best known world event in the season. It was a national event. We could not compete with world events at the time. They were too big for us.
Did you start to care or you cared from the first time?
I can't really tell you. I really can't. Because when you start, we start to need it for money, of course. We needed money. A stage like this with 700 people, we would profit something like 8,000 euros, 10,000 euros. That's a lot of money. That would get us going through the year for, I don't know, 2 months. It was cool. We bought equipment for kids. We paid for gas and to go further. Yeah.
What did you do with the money?
Equipment, registration fees,
So the people that were working,
will get them the benefit for
they
it.
were working for the belief that they would actually give that money to something that
Yes, they knew that. Yes,
I think that the purpose was the belief.
maybe. Yeah. But I'm not really sure that kids we had some kids there with 8 years old, know what money is.
I think it's a mix because the belief that I will have my cut, trips or whatever,
Yeah.
and because I like the sport. I'm here because first of all I like the sport and I want people to as I enjoy the sport. So I believe that at the end of the day, people which are actually in here will like as much as I do and will get me to stay all the world.
Yeah.
And probably also the creation of something big,
The creation of something big.
big, like these events.
And also about the team. because even if the young kids have their parents to pay, as a team, maybe not, they could not go to
Yeah.
the
So actually it's a mix, right? Yeah.
I was trying to go for the purpose. This is a business world. Because in business world, we want to think because our employer will get money. Because people need to.
True.
That was the plan.
making
Yeah.
money for our employer is not a compelling goal.
No, that's the reason that you said.
Please work really hard because you make money for me. No.
That's my life's mission. Something that I think also it's important is each and every one of these kids really knew that, okay, saying 3, 2, 1, if I don't say it, people can participate. The guy that mounts the bathrooms know that if I don't do it, the event won't be done. I mean, if I miss, one of my colleagues will do it, but this needs to be done. If there are some stuff here that are kind of optional, I mean, if massages fail, okay, bad luck. So, yeah, we have like one guy on that. But if the bar fails, for instance, people get hungry are not nice. So almost everything else, it's really necessary. And the teams didn't have resident people. Everybody had a job here, really important job. Okay, so like here we have people doing registrations. 700 people, you need to do it in 2 hours in the morning. Everybody needs to pay to get their, I don't know what it's called in English, the number, start number, in under 2 hours. How do you do that with 3 people? It's really hard. You have 2 people working in parallel, 1 people in the middle, helping both sides. We could not afford to have like 10 people here. We didn't add those 10 people. So, yeah. Okay. So, is it only mastery, autonomy, and purpose? Probably not. There are other things. I'm not the fan guy, like fanboy of, what's his name? There are other people like other stuff. People like to connect. People like to feel like they belong to a group. So I'm sure that a lot of people in here didn't really care about the club itself, but cared about someone in the team. So it would work, like the parents and friends. There are some guys here that are not kids, are not, like this guy is the parent of someone, right? He doesn't care about the club, but he cares about his kid. And this kid really cares about this because he didn't like this to go in the morning. Connect, share, people like to belong to networks, people like challenges. This was a big challenge, repeated over 30 times. So the question that I did in the beginning, what's missing? Well, I do not really know. I don't think it's one thing. I've been searching for it. It's not easy to find. If you find it, please tell me where, so I can go there. Okay? Thanks. And we have a cat, of course.
So, questions?
I think there's a big difference between the work and something that you do for pleasure once in a while. Because it's really different. If you want to do that every day as a job, you probably wouldn't be there doing that with the same passion.
The truth is, this became our job. If you do this every 3 months, 4 months, it's your job because you have to prepare stuff. We work on this every weekend. So we were all studying at the time. We worked on this every weekend. If we were not organizing, we were participating. Yeah, that is fun, that is pleasure, maybe, not for me. got to pick up old kids. But I really think that for some times this actually felt like a job. But yeah,
More questions?
In Portuguese also we can do that.
Okay. So, do we have time? No, a little bit. Let's do some break for networking. Okay, we have 20 minutes for 8 o'clock. After the break we will have an open space. I will explain the rules of the exercise. Okay? So, let's have a